A long time ago, in a small village, there was a farmer who had a little daughter named Punkhu Maicha. Sadly, Punkhu Maicha's mother passed away when she was just a baby. After some time, her father married another woman, and soon Punkhu Maicha had a stepsister. Punkhu Maicha's stepmother was not kind to her. She gave her own daughter delicious food but gave Punkhu Maicha only rough, tasteless meals. On top of that, Punkhu Maicha had to do all the chores in the house like cleaning, cooking, and looking after the family's ewe, a female sheep which was called Dhon Cholecha. Every day, Punkhu Maicha would take the ewe out to graze in the fields. Even though life was hard, Dhon Cholecha loved Punkhu Maicha and wanted to help her. Every day, when they were alone in the meadow, the ewe would magically bring up cooked rice and lentils from her stomach and offer it to Punkhu Maicha. It was the only good meal Punkhu Maicha had, and it made her very happy. One day, as Punkhu Maicha was eating the rice and lentils given by Dhon Cholecha, her stepsister came to the meadow and saw her. Curious, the stepsister asked, "What are you eating?" Punkhu Maicha tried to hide the truth and said, "Oh, I'm just eating some sweet roots I found in the field." But her stepsister was not satisfied. She insisted, "I want to taste it too." Finally, Punkhu Maicha gave in, but only after making the stepsister promise not to tell her mother. The stepsister agreed and ate some of the rice and lentils. However, she was a clever and sneaky girl. Without Punkhu Maicha noticing, she hid a few grains of rice and lentils under her nails to show her mother later. When they returned home, the stepsister ran to her mother and revealed the secret. She showed the rice and lentils to her mother, who became furious. "So that's how Punkhu Maicha stays healthy even though I feed her bad food," she exclaimed angrily. The stepmother decided then and there to kill the ewe. That night, Dhon Cholecha overheard the stepmother's plan and told Punkhu Maicha, "Because you told your stepsister about me, I will be slaughtered tomorrow. But don't cry, my dear. Listen carefully to what I say. When they eat my meat, don't eat any of it. When they ask you to clean it up, gather all my bones and bury them in the garden. If you do this, a magical tree will grow." Punkhu Maicha was heartbroken. She cried and apologized to Dhon Cholecha, but there was nothing she could do to stop her stepmother. The next day, the ewe was slaughtered, and her meat was cooked for a big feast. Everyone in the family ate, but Punkhu Maicha refused, pretending she had a stomachache. Later, when she was told to clean up, she carefully gathered all of Dhon Cholecha's bones and buried them in the garden, just as the ewe had told her. The very next morning, Punkhu Maicha saw something amazing in the garden. A tall, beautiful tree had grown overnight, and it was full of yomaris. Punkhu Maicha climbed the tree and ate as many yomaris as she wanted. She was so happy. While she was eating, two demons called lakhs appeared. "Those yomaris look tasty," they said. "Can you throw some down for us?" Punkhu Maicha threw some yomaris, but they accidentally fell into a pile of dirt. The demons said, "These are dirty. Come down and give them to us properly." When Punkhu Maicha climbed down to hand them the yomaris, the demons grabbed her and took her to their house. The demons told Punkhu Maicha, "Stay here and make some chatamaris," a kind of pancake, while we go out for a bath. Punkhu Maicha began cooking, but as she worked, some mice came out of their holes. The mice squeaked, "We'll tell you something very important if you give us some chatamari." At first, Punkhu Maicha tried to shoo them away, but they kept asking. Finally, she gave them a few pieces of chatamari. After eating, the mice said, "This is the house of demons. They didn't go for a bath. They're sharpening their knives to eat you. If you want to escape, listen carefully. Take all the treasures you can find in their house, spit on each step of the staircase, and place a piece of charcoal on the spit. Then lock the door from outside and run." Punkhu Maicha did exactly as the mice instructed. She found golds, jewels, and precious stones in the demon's house and took as much as she could carry. She spat on each step, placed a piece of charcoal on it, and locked the door from outside before running away. When the demons returned, they knocked on the door and shouted, "Punkhu Maicha, open the door!" But the charcoal on the steps echoed back, "Oh yes, oh yes." The demons thought Punkhu Maicha was still inside. Furious, they broke down the door, only to find that she had escaped with their treasure. Punkhu Maicha reached home and called out, "Father, stepmother, open the door! I've brought treasure." Her family didn't believe her at first, but when she showed them the gold and jewels, they were amazed. The stepmother, jealous of Punkhu Maicha's success, decided to send her own daughter to the magic tree. The next day, the stepsister climbed the Yomari tree just like Punkhu Maicha had. The demons appeared again and asked for yomaris. She threw them out, but they fell into the dirt. When she climbed down to hand them the yomaris, the demons took her away. At the demon's house, the mice appeared and asked for charamari, but the stepsister was mean. She tried to scare them away and even hurt them. The mice, angry and hurt, didn't warn her about the demon's plan. That night, the demons ate her piece by piece until nothing was left but her bones. They hung her skeleton outside her family's house. The next morning, the stepmother saw a crow cawing near the skeleton. When she realized it was her daughter, she was heartbroken and cried bitterly. But it was too late. Punkhu Maicha, now free from her stepmother's cruelty, lived happily ever after with her newfound wealth.